Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is Gems of War. And today I have three teams for you for the World Event and the Faction Assault. Here is the Faction Assault, first of all. We are in City of Thieves, not one you really want to go leveling to 500 or anything. It's the best one to farm in the game, so it depends where you're at in the game. If you're high level, then you can probably just farm the level 50 that they give you all the time. But if you're low level and you're just starting out your delves, you might want to keep this one at 20. But yeah, just your standard Gobtruffle team here. Forest Troll, King Gobtruffle, Doomed Glaive. You can also use Rowan if you would like. Boost up that Rowan with the Shield of Verskaya. Another way to do it. Or King Gobtruffle is available. So, King Gobtruffle. I meant to say, hi King Irongut. They sound kind of similar, don't they? I don't know. They do to me. They're both goblins. They're both kings. High King Irongut can be used. King Gobtruffle can be used. Queen Beatrix can be used. Rowan can be used. It's just a pretty simple faction to do. Buy that first potion. That'll enable you to complete the whole event. Get all the rewards. Depending on what you're looking to do. There's three different things, three different people that have three different things that they might want to accomplish here. So, if you're the first person, you might just want to get all rewards, and you don't care what level your City of Thieves is at or anything. So, in that case, you would be just like me, and I just buy the first potion, and I just go through, hit all the rooms, do them in treasure multiplier order, until near the end when I just start rushing the last few. I think it's like the last two or three. But I don't know if you can do that with the one potion. So you might want to hit all the rooms in treasure multiplier order if you're just doing the one potion. Just to get all the rewards today, that's what I do. Then there's people that are going for like pure faction, level 500. They might want to buy way more potions than that. And then there's people that want to keep it at level 20 so they can farm it. Lower level people. What you do there is you're going to have to run away from the battles. You're going to have to run away from, I think, level 30. Just never complete the level 30 boss. That way it keeps you to where you can continue to run level 20 in the main game. Go check out my delve guide if you need more information on that. If you're like, huh? I have a whole delve guide that explains it. And I think the first video explains it. So, on why you wouldn't want to do that. Then like the 6th video is a refresher on that. So, delve guide if you're confused, or post in the comments here. I'll answer your questions. But yeah, here is the first team for the world event. It's the one I came up with yesterday. I have another one after this for people that don't have Captain McCall, who is a legendary. But I was trying out Reflection of Good, Atlanta, Captain McCall. So you can eventually the two Atlantas aren't gonna wipe the enemy. I mean, it's deeper in. It's really good for the early world event, just to wipe it in one shot, and then you start wiping in 2 shots. Eventually, you're gonna have to start recasting your Reflection of Good, and maybe cleaning up with Captain McCall, and maybe casting 3 or 4 Atlantis. But that'll be deeper in, and hopefully you have more medals by then, and it kind of evens out. But I think Atlanta is the only rogue of these colors that hits all enemies. So if you're wanting to hit all enemies, she's the only one available. So maybe you can come up with a better weapon, a better, I don't know, class, a better whatever. But Atlanta would be one way to go in this world event. And I went with Reflection of Good. I'm using Corsair, I think, and Captain Macau. That way I can start my Reflection of Good with half mana. I mean, there's other ways to do that, so don't be handcuffed by that. You don't have to be Corsair. You could use other classes that have a natural half mana start, so I don't know. That was my first idea. And by the way, that Night Spider, the new Glory Troop, the Night Spider, supposedly it's really good. I started using it, and it is pretty good. I was confused yesterday whether it was 15 mana or 12 mana. Not that that makes a huge difference, but it is 15 mana, so 15 blue, 15 purple. Pretty good mana generator here. Night Spider. So make sure you get that Night Spider before the week's over. and maybe even fully ascend it and all that good stuff. There's a new meta good team out there floating around that I haven't got to use yet on the forums. So if you want to see that early, go check it out on the forums. I might do a video on it in a week or two. But yeah, there's a new decent PvP team out there using the new Glory Troop Night Spider, a looping team. I think it's like Night Spider, Mother of Darkness, something crazy that we never use. So pretty cool. Go check out the Gems of War forums if you want to see that. I think they're coming up with some good teams with the new Glory Troop there. So now let's try to use it in our low-level team for the world event, which ended up working pretty good. I'm having like slight hiccups with both teams, really. There's a lot of webbing going on, a lot of summoning going on. So I don't know. You might want to tweak this a little bit. You might not. But Shadowblade, a decent troop for low-level players to use in this event. Also, I think Shadow Hunter, the Panther that boosts off of enemy life, is another one. They're one-shotting troops. They don't hit all enemies, but eventually, like I said, the Atlantas are going to take 3-4 shots to clear the enemy team deep in. So, same thing as casting one-shot troops 3 times, 4 times. So it's up to you what you want to do, a Shadow Hunter or this troop I'm using here. With the Night Spider, I think the Shadow Blade. So Shadow Blade, Night Spider, Jar of Eyes, Shadow Blade. And I'm using Corsair again because the Night Spider boosts off of rogue allies, and Corsair is rogue. So I want to have as much purple and blue coming onto the board as possible. And there we go, look at that, a lot. Plus, then the Shadow Blade gets all of its mana back if there's 13 or more purple on the board. And a lot of the times, with that Night Spider, you're going to be having 13 or more purple on the board. So you'll get your mana right back, and you can just keep on casting it. It looks kind of crazy, you guys got to keep casting it like that, but this is super deep, by the way. I used all my sigils on a Tuesday. I'm in like 3rd or 4th place in my guild right now. But 13-15 is my score, if you want to compare. So it's really hard at this point. Earlier on, it's not going to look like this. You're going to one-shot, 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 one-shot. But yeah, the Night Spider gets enough purple up there that the Shadow Blade gets its mana right back a lot of the time. Then you have your Jar of Eyes as backup and an Ice Storm. Which Ice Storm is nice when you're casting that Night Spider to have extra blue falling. That is nice. And also a summon. I was using the Jar of Eyes in 1st slot, but I was running into some trouble. So I ended up moving the Jar of Eyes down to 3rd slot. It's the troop you don't want to cast. It's like the last priority anyway. I was trying to use it as my 1st priority to get that Ice Storm, because you have to cast the Jar of Eyes to get the Ice Storm to trigger. So I was trying to get the Ice Storm to trigger, but then I was like, oh well, screw it. We don't need to cast the Jar of Eyes. Just go with the Shadow Blades and the Night Spider. The Jar of Eyes is just there for backup. It's nice to have. It's in 3rd slot. If you lose your Shadow Blade up front, you can cast it, gain an All-Seeing Eyes troop, summon one in. And the Shadow Blade also has a 20% chance to dodge, I think, which isn't great, but we also have another backup Shadow Blade on the end of the team. So, I don't know. I had just switched into this. You're seeing, like, the battles where I had just switched into this. I was using the Jar of Eyes up front, basically switching the Shadow Blade with the Jar of Eyes. If you want to try that. But I was losing the Jar of Eyes. Then you lose your summon. So what's the point of that? You really want to... Anytime you have a summon, you usually want to put it down in 3rd slot. Definitely not... 1st slot is definitely the worst place to have a summoning troop. Because usually the way you're going to die in these types of battles is skull damage. But yeah, the Shadow Blade cannot be targeted. It's stealthy. It has a 20% chance to dodge. It deals true damage to a random enemy. If there are 13 or more purple gems on the board, gain 9 mana. Which is full mana, because it only uses 9 mana. And it uses purple and blue, and that's what the Night Spider makes. 13 purple, green, Zalkari Beast Rogue. It's also stealthy. So you have a couple stealthy troops up front. Create 3 blue gems and 3 purple gems boosted by rogue allies, poison a random enemy. So we're getting 15 blue, 15 purple. Then we have the Jar of Eyes, basically just here for the summon and the ice storm. The brown explode is nice as well, but yeah. That's what I would recommend. Those are 3 teams for you. Please like, share, subscribe. Consider joining. It helps a lot. Tell your guild about the channel, and I will see y'all next time. Have a good one. Peace.